Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Tanayol at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, knowledge, thoughts, ideas with one another, as well as with upcoming future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can create a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone, as it helps us to identify, nurture, and understand trade secrets that have proven a success formula for so many. And that is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Bhaskar. We welcome you on the show, sir.
Thank you.
He is a honed technical consultant with a remarkable career spanning nearly 4 decades in the exploration and production industry, has left an indelible mark on the global energy sector, which he owes to his expertise and leadership. Throughout his career, he has held several pivotal positions. In his latest role, he has served in the position of as Head of R&D. Again, sir, thank you so much for taking out time for us today and hope to have a lovely conversation.
It's my pleasure. And probably we can have some good interactions today.
Yes, sir. So our first question is, could you let our viewers know about your career journey so far?
Well, my career journey, it began in the year of 1985. And when I joined as graduate engineer, I joined ONGC at Dehradun. And after that, I have served in different professions, different capacities, and both online and offshore, and both within India and abroad. I had a career till my superannuation in January this year, that is 2023 January. I superannuated, and now I have come back to Delhi and settled here. So during my course of this career, entirely it is with ONGC, and during my career, I have basically contributed in the engineering field, that is in the capacity of drilling. That is, drilling is one of the most important activity in ONGC, as you well know, because this is where from we extract the oil and gas. So while drilling, many activities, of course, it is not just the beginning, but many activities are involved. So drilling begins with the exploration activity like seismic surveys. After that, you identify the locations. Then you acquire the land. You take the licenses. Then you drill the well. Then complete the well. After that, you put it for initial testing. After that, it is put to, if it is commercially viable, in that case, you put it for production. So this is a chain. And after that, subsequently also, you have to manage your reservoirs and the health of the well. So these activities continue for the life of the well. So this is a long story, but at the same time, you know that wells are not drilled anywhere. So when you talk about drilling of the wells, so normally it may be in a cluster, but they are mostly in the remote areas, which may be even in places like Siberia. You are drilling in the northeast. We are drilling. We are having wells in offshore and onshore in Rajahmundry, and we have a big field in Mumbai. Apart from that, in Gujarat and also in Agartala. So different places, it is all dispersed. And that is why it is very much challenging and becomes much more interesting and challenging activity when you talk about the oil exploration. So, and these are the challenges we faced. And of course, when I talk about my activity in offshore, I served 3 years in Colombia, that is in Latin America. And during my tenure, again, I was in charge of the field activities, and we drilled a well. And to my fortune, that I was in charge when we established our company ONGC in the oil map of Colombia. And from there, actually, there was no looking back. It is now established as a big player in Colombia. So this is how the challenges go. And at the same time, yes, it is very challenging and at the same time very rewarding as well because of the intricacies involved and the variety involved. So in Colombia again, if I touch upon this aspect, that there were some challenges which were unique because it was a very small team and we had to handle many activities starting from the regulatory requirements, HSE requirements, and the government and the legislations are quite stringent over there. You have to have a lot of compliances and a lot of monitoring is there. So it was overall, it was a very good experience and very good learning in the sense that we have many things which you can adapt and we have actually adapted in India as well later on. So this is how it goes. And of course,
Great.
one thing I've read during my career time itself, I have acquired MBA degree in specialization of marketing and also specialization diploma in specialization in finance. So this is how
Great,
it
sir.
goes.
Amazing journey. Sir, your journey has taken you across the globe, across fields, and in all this time, sir, if you had to give a viewers an example of the kind of challenges one faces.
Yeah, challenges are many. See, drilling a well itself is a very big challenge because there may be geological surprises
Yeah.
in any or you never know what will come. So the challenges are there. Apart from the challenge that you may get oil, you may not get oil. That is a different aspect. But drilling itself is a very big challenge. Drilling of the well, the geological surprises, you have to prepare for it. There may be high pressures, there may be losses, there may be several complications you may encounter. And that is why it is very important that you identify the possible geological structures and accordingly you prepare it so that you should be able to handle the risk effectively when it if and when it comes. So very important that the safety equipments which are in place have to be regularly conditioned and verified and the drills have to be carried out. Even the personnel should be properly trained for carrying out the activities for which there are several drills that periodically routine way it has to be carried out so that people are accustomed and they are not panicky at the time of crisis. And apart from that, yes, training and retraining of the people. There are some mandatory courses which have to be there for the persons, and that is how equipment-wise, manpower-wise, and also the information that is the backup. That is about the field information, whatever you are having, whatever you have gathered from your previous experiences. So all these things put together, it actually did compromise. You cannot afford to compromise, so you have to be prepared. So that preparation is very important while drilling. So this is how it goes. And additionally, when there are additional responsibilities, like when we work in a different country, so we have additional responsibilities apart from the compliance. So we have to be doubly careful. So when we go abroad, and this is the flagship, we have to keep it flying high. So these are the kind of challenges we face because the kind of catastrophe which has happened to British Petroleum after the Macondo well blow up. The company was on the verge of getting bankrupt. It was a very difficult time for them because the environmental issue was so severe. The incident happened in the Gulf of Mexico, and the oil spill was there all around, and it was in a total mess. So probably ENP companies have to be they have to be the challenges have to be uh, addressed in a much better way, and they have to really invest in the mitigation of the risks well in advance, so that any situation can be handled and tackled. So this is how it goes in the oil industry. Yeah.
Sir, as you have been involved in research and development, could you please give us some insights, into some of your research for our viewers?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you have asked a very relevant question, and it is very important from our country's perspective. I'll tell you why. Uh, the Research Institute of ONGC, we focused on three major aspects. One is indigenization. Second is adoption of new technologies which is emerging globally, and another thing is about the training of the personnel who are working in the fields. They may be from ONGC, they may be from other ENP companies, they may be from other countries as well. So these are the three aspects. So when you talk about R&D activities, what we carry out is basically field-related issues. We try to address the problems in the field. So whatever situations or whatever problems you encounter, they are normally field-specific. Different issues are there. So normally they come up with their issues and problems, and they give it to the R&D institute so that you can have a deep study and you can provide a solution. Second thing is about the indigenization. We go for indigenization of the additives and chemicals, what is used, because you know that huge volume of chemical is required and different chemicals are required for drilling of the well, testing of the well, completions, and all these things. So what we do is indigenization. When we talk about, we try to develop indigenous sources, which are till recently they're almost in the nascent stage, and we have developed companies who can actually supply us indigenously some of the additives or some of the chemicals required. And by doing this, we have ensured two or three things with one go. That is indigenization. Definitely, it saves your foreign currency. Second is you make sure that you are having a supply chain in place. And third, obviously, we are having the industry. We are developing the industry basically in that direction. So Atmanirbhar Bharat is definitely the impetus which we got, and we have been working on in that direction, and we have developed several indigenous substitutes. And apart from that, training and retraining of the people which are going on, and it is a continuous process again. And people from different disciplines working in the fields, they come to the institute and teach them with this knowledge what you have required and whatever the betterment can be done in the fields. So these are the aspects. And apart from this, one aspect which we try to cover is like the institute itself is having a standing, and it tries to go for this intellectual property rights and patents. So the institute, we have actually acquired some patents, and there are several applications in pipeline. Probably some more patents will be coming, and then this is a continuous process going on as the research goes, and we can apply for the patent. When we develop, we can find if we find it patentable, then we can go for the patents. And one more thing is very significant. That is the environmental aspect, which I'd like to emphasize a little bit on that. See, when we produce from a well, we produce oil, and most of the cases we get associated water, which is called the produced water. This produced water is actually it is a byproduct. You cannot say byproduct. This is basically something. It is indispensable. It comes with the oil, and disposal of the oil. And we separate the oil, and this disposal of this produced water is a big problem. Why it's a problem? Because you cannot simply dispose of. It has to be treated properly, and after attaining so many parameters only, it can be disposed in a normal course. So by using this, so we have developed a technology in which we can use the produced water directly for preparation of drilling fluids. So when you do that, we are solving two problems at a time. We are using this produced water directly. So we are saving the natural resources, that is the fresh water, which is used for production or for making of the drilling fluid. We are conserving that part. And secondly, by using this, we are actually avoiding the issue of disposal of this produced water. So two problems are solved with one solution, and that kind of things we are doing it regularly so that the environmental aspects can be addressed in an effective manner.
Yes, sir. Sir, what led you to the development of your interest in ESG and corporate governance?
See, ESG and corporate governance are very significant areas, and particularly during my tenure of 3 years in Colombia, I realized that how important it is to have a proper ESG setup and a supporting corporate governance in place, because the cost of negligence, or if you undermine the ESG aspect, the implications can be so enormous that yes, it may be very difficult for the company to sustain at some aspect. It can go up to that extent. So environment is definitely very important aspect. You have to conserve the environment, considering that we have only one planet and one future. Then society, yes, societies have growing expectation from the industry, and of course that the CSR and all these things are there, which have to be in place, and we have to basically take the stakeholder together. It cannot be in isolation that we work. Then of course the governance. So it has to be the governance which have to give the boost, or who have to define what will be our risk appetite of the company, and what will be the mitigations, what will be in the policy itself. It should come like what is our HSC policy, what is our CSR policy, what is our risk appetite, what is our risk policy. So all these things have to be addressed by the governance, and I really understood the importance during my overseas tenure, because it was a small team and I was leading the team from the front. We encountered a lot of social issues as well. We had to address regularly. So all these things have actually given me the feeling that yes, ESG is a growing area, and it is an area where we can contribute a lot in the coming years. And of course, the corporate governance is the nodal point from where it has to all begin, and that is how the interest in corporate governance also came.
Sir, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table most?
See, the value is immense, and it is very important that proper policies have to be in place. The board have to be supportive, and they have to be like it cannot be a simple person of ESG is there. No, it's not enough. It has to be an interactive activity, and a continuous and monitoring and continual improvement is required in whatever the aspects which you try to address. Even in we are having so many initiatives like the industry, oil industry in particular. India also we have initiated like carbon captures and zero emissions. Then we are having many other activities like generation of alternate energies within the company, which can offset your carbon, which can provide you carbon credits, and that is how we go towards the neutrality. So these are the initiatives which are very important, and when we continue in our path, then naturally the investments are there, and that has to be endorsed as well. It's a big investment. It's not easy thing that you switch over to carbon neutrality overnight. And even in ONGC, I think they've committed something like around $25 billion in the next around 10 to 15 years of time to attain the carbon neutrality. So this is how the companies have to address the issues, and it has to.
So, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with respect to technology? I mean, and what do you expect to see in the future with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0? How has it been, and what do you see ahead?
See, earlier we used to work in isolation, different wells and different places. They're producing, we don't know what is happening and how the things are getting merged, who is handling it, how it is being handled. So there are so many things. But now the blockchain technology can bring all the sensor-based wells and productions and the pressure controls and all these things together.
Yeah.
And then we have a very like instantly we can know what is happening in which well and what requires some adjustments or some workovers are required, which are the wells which are doing well, and how we can optimize our productions from the field as a whole.
Yeah.
That is the pressure management. So this is from my drilling point of view. This is how it is going to help in each of the fields. Apart from that, if we begin the exploration activity, we have huge data of seismic, that is 2D and 3D data, seismic data available, which require processing and reprocessing. So new technologies are coming which can do it much faster compared to what used to be there earlier. So after that, when you plan for the well activity, in that case, that inventory management is one of the aspects AI can help. And inventory, not in isolation, I'm talking about as a pool. That is where the AI will be helping. And we are having the procurement systems in place. Inventory management is very important aspect because we have to optimize, basically we have to minimize the inventory and optimize utilization of the resources. So these are the areas which have a predominant role, apart from regular reportings and like we are having the SAP systems for reporting of the total daily basis, what is the progress of production, what is the progress on the drilling and all this. So these things are getting integrated basically with the help of the AI and blockchain concept and the new technologies which are coming up. So it has already taken up a lot of it has taken up it has occupied a big space in the industry. And apart from that, if I specifically talk about the drilling, even the drilling is monitored, and we are going now into not only monitoring of the drilling of the well, we are going into predictive analytics. That is, in advance, while drilling the well, in advance we can foresee what will come, what is going to come in the next 10 to 12 hours of drilling, or maybe in next 100 meters of drilling or 200 meters. So we know the things in advance, so alerts are generated by the system, and that is how we can take corrective actions. So this is how the new technologies are getting integrated into the almost every sphere of our drilling and production, and right from exploration. So all the facets of E&P companies are getting impacted by these new technologies which are emerging.
Sir, as you know, we're building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
First of all, I must congratulate World Development Corporation. Basically, they have taken the initiative to bring the developments across the globe on a single platform, so that it is easy to get the exposures and to learn the things in a better way. And Jason Patan and Mr. Mehta they've done a splendid job, because they're providing not only the exposures which I mentioned, but apart from that, even they are bringing the live sessions with the industry magnates and all the who's who in the corporate governance, and these lectures are wonderful. So anyone who is aspiring to be to contribute to this area of corporate governance, yes, definitely this is a platform which is really beneficial, and it is a big boost to the individuals who are aspirants.
Great, sir. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights rather will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.